Today I want to talk about how to update your firmware in your Model 12. It's a pretty straightforward operation. I thought I'd just walk through it. I haven't done it to mine yet. I thought that'd be a good thing to be doing. So first things first, we're going to get into our browser, and you can type in anything, but basically you just want to find your Model 12 upgrade. If you want to put Tascam or whatever, you just use whatever is appropriate on your search line here. I'm using Google. So the first thing it pulls up is the Model 12 downloads, Tascam. We're going to open that up. Actually, I've got it opened over here already. All right. So it opens right to the screen where it says downloads. All you need to do is scroll down. There's a lot of things in here, so it might be worth spending some time. If you need updated manuals or the dog control manual, whatever, it's a good idea just to come in here anyway, just to see if you need to update or get some new information. So the firmware is pretty straightforward. It's right here. We'll do the most recent one, which in my case is December 8th, 2021. And I'll go ahead and it's firmware version 1.30. I'll go ahead and download that. All right. So at this point, I like to show in folder. I just do it that way. And then we'll go ahead and unzip it. And here it shows Model 12 firmware update. We'll do that. Okay, so here's the document. We go on. So we've turned the main unit on. So I'm just going to start with, so you'll probably open to a song like this. Hit menu, that'll take you back to your menu. Generally, it'll probably come back to the first three choices, which is song, vamp, and click. But this information is going to be all the way in the bottom. The system, okay. So we go to system. And then information, so that's the top one there. We hit our menu. I'm sorry, we hit our clicker, our push thing, okay. And we'll come down to the firmware, so we're 1.11. Okay, I went ahead and printed this PDF off so it's easier for me to follow. But basically, we've downloaded the zip file. We're going to extract it. There we go. Okay. So we're going to extract all, which is right there. And we can just have it go back in that downloads directory. That's fine. All right. So now we've got everything down here. This looks like the firmware file here, this Model 12 0088130. Okay, so we're going to go back to our menu. We're going to go to storage, right there. Okay, and hit enter. So switch to storage mode, are you sure? We'll hit the F4 button, which is right over here. It says yes. Hope you can see that. Okay, well you heard that. USB connected. Unit appears on the computer as an external drive. All right. Okay, so you notice that you're on your PC, that they'll open a screen for your external drive. In this case, your Tascam is being recognized as, in my case, as drive E. And it might be a drive D or whatever else, depending on how your computer is configured. So you want to go to your utility directory. Okay. All right. So the files we downloaded, the one that's got Model 12 underscore and then these numbers, that's going to be the firmware update file. The little PDF file that'll explain all that. All right. All right. Now, going back to our Model 12, we're going to exit this. That's good. Okay, so that's disconnecting from the. I talk about how to cure that in another video, but that's fine for now. So we're going to turn the unit off. That's the next step. All right. Okay. And then it says turn the unit on by pressing the. So let's look at that. Stop. And the rewind button right there. Okay. Hold those two down. And if you print off that PDF, this is very self-explanatory. Got those two held down. We're going to push that. Okay, program update. Okay, I guess theoretically you could have several updates listed here, depending on this. If you watch this 5 years from now, you might have a few updates on here already. So at this point, since we've already selected, I guess you could. Well, if you had more on there, I guess you could jog and get through that. So we're going to hit the jog wheel because we've already got that selected. And so it asks us if we want to go to 1.11 to 1.30, and we do. So we'll hit yes. Okay. And so it's going to update. So it's just updating whatever stuff is in there. So when the update completes, you'll get a message that says FW update complete. So it looks like it's almost done. It's going pretty quick. There you go, update complete. Press the power switch to turn the unit off, and then turn it back on again. Okay, so theoretically, let me turn this back on. So we're going to go back to our system. This information version, there we go. And the firmware and the version is 1.3. And so that's exactly what we want. And that's basically it. So all the updates, anything that's been updated in the system will now be available on your machine. I hope you found this useful. I think the big key here is to go to the Tascam site, download the firmware update zip file, and then when you get that file, I would suggest printing off this cheat sheet, because that's what I use to follow, and it makes life a lot easier. Okay, you can do it on the screen too if you feel comfortable doing that. All right, well, I hope you found this useful. If you really enjoyed it or you learned something, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. That helps me out a little bit. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching.